ain't trying to get in your business or nothing, but can I ask you a question?
What?
How much money you make working here?
I make enough.
Enough to do what? You could be making a lot more money than what you're making up in here if you would just use what you got to get what you want and stop messing with this chump change.
And what's that supposed to mean?
Just what it sound like. Stupid girl. Use what God gave you.
What is good, everyone? We've made it to another year. Thank you so much for rolling with me. As you see, 2025 is already starting off with a bang. Do you hear me? Miss Joy Taylor has been accused of using what she got to get what she wants. She's been implicated in a civil suit, and we're going to deep dive in just one moment. So Miss Joy Taylor, if you're not aware of who she is, she's a sports personality on FS1. She's been with the company since 2016, and she currently has her own show, Speak. And allegedly, she made her way to the top not by hard work and dedication, but by making it holler for a dollar, if you know what I mean. And the civil suit has been brought up by this young woman. Cute. Her name is, I'm trying to say her name correctly, Nourishin Faraji. I think that's how you pronounce it. But she was the hairstylist for FS1. She did all the big names, and she implicated that, that she was sexually harassed. And in her civil suit, she implicated a lot of individuals. Joy Taylor was one. Also, Skip Bayless, which I'm going to do another video on Skip. And also Charlie Dixon, who is the Executive Vice President of Content for FS1, which we're going to get to him in just a moment. But we're going to deep dive into some of the allegations that the young lady had. It's 42 pages, so I'm just going to go through the portion where she was speaking about Joy Taylor, and then we're just going to make our decision based upon the allegations. So let's see how all of this came about. So, Nourishin Faraji, who also worked at Fox Sports from 2012 through last August, made a series of allegations in a 42-page lawsuit obtained by Front Office Sports, Fox, Fox Sports, FS1, FS2, Fox Sports, EVP Charlie Dixon, Skip Bayless, and FS host Joy Taylor are listed as defendants in the lawsuit. In the suit filed last Friday in Los Angeles, Faraji alleges that Dixon, the head of content for FS1, grabbed her buttocks.
We don't do that
at a birthday party in West Hollywood. He's like, man, let me go and grab that. When she relayed the encounter to Taylor, the Fox host allegedly told her, "Get over it," according to the suit.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Like, baby girl, she just grabbed your booty, man. It ain't nothing to be damn acting a fool about. During her time at Fox, Faraji alleges she made multiple complaints to human resources and employee retention departments. Meanwhile, the suit alleges that Taylor began insulting Ms. Faraji on a personal and professional level. After their friendship ended, the suit also alleges that Taylor mocked the English pronunciation of Faraji, who is of Persian descent.
God, and now you are my friend.
So that's how it all got started, and that's why the lawsuit was in turn submitted. Again, I said the lawsuit is kind of long, so we're just going to speak on the parts where she alleges her interactions with Joy. Okay, so let's get back into it. Mr. Dixon gives Miss Taylor of Undisputed as a reward for having sex with him.
That's the good stuff.
In approximately March of 2016, Miss Faraji met Miss Taylor, an aspiring sports personality, that had recently moved from Miami to Los Angeles for the opportunity of airtime at Fox. At this time, Miss Taylor did not have a regular position, but would fill in on a day-to-day basis when talent was sick or otherwise missed time. Miss Taylor told Miss Faraji that she was recently wed, but her husband remained in Miami and that she was lonely in Los Angeles, and Miss Taylor then befriended Faraji. Just in case for you guys don't know who she was married to at that time, it was Richard Giuliani. He was a baseball player. That who she was married to, but of course obviously we know was married. So let's continue and see what happened, okay? So in approximately May of 2016, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet up for drinks in Santa Monica. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with an older man, Fox Sports Executive Vice President of Content, Mr. Dixon. As Executive Vice President, Mr. Dixon is responsible for overseeing all content and production on FS1. Miss Faraji, however, did not know Mr. Dixon. So he the man. He the man at FS1. And this is Mr. Dixon. Let's bring him on up here. That's Mr. Charlie Dixon. He's the man at FS1. Let's continue. When Mr. Dixon went to buy them another round of spicy margaritas, Miss Faraji asked who was he. Miss Taylor responded that he was just a friend. Following that night, however, Miss Faraji would meet with Miss Taylor for drinks or food. Mr. Dixon would either arrive with Miss Taylor or show up later in the night and leave with Miss Taylor. He will also buy rounds of drinks and or food. For their body language, Miss Faraji suspected that the pair were sleeping with each other, and although this concerned Miss Faraji, as she knew Miss Taylor was recently married, Miss Faraji kept her opinions to herself.
It's not my business.
She like, wait a minute, y'all a little too friendly for you to be married. Let's keep going. That's in the lawsuit. In approximately June of 2016, while at work, Miss Faraji noticed Mr. Dixon in the elevator. Surprised by the coincidence, Miss Faraji found Miss Taylor and told her excitedly, the guy who always buys our drinks was in the elevator. Miss Taylor quickly silenced Miss Faraji, explaining who he was.
I'm gonna be cool. I just want to say hi, that's all. Wait, I'm gonna just say hello.
Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that such a relationship was unsafe. Miss Taylor told her not to worry about it. Miss Faraji continued to be friends with Miss Taylor, but tried to distance herself as she was concerned the situation dangerous was well as morally wrong as Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were both married. So she wasn't with that, man. She was like, hey, y'all married, y'all shouldn't be doing that. So I'm just gonna separate from y'all, if you know what I mean. It goes on to say, in approximately July of 2016, word spread among Fox employees about a new show that was going to be a big deal. It would star Mr. Bayless and Shannon Sharp, Mr. Shay Shay himself. It was known that Fox was looking for a woman with significant TV experience to also star. Therefore, it came as a surprise when Fox announced that Miss Taylor, who was a bartender and radio host in Miami with very little TV experience, would be the moderator of the new show.
What the hell is going on?
A sports debate program, Skip and Shannon Undisputed. So like she had already made her way through the ranks. Let's continue. Mr. Bayless later disclosed to Miss Faraji that he didn't want Miss Taylor on the show.
No! God, please, no! No! No!
But Mr. Dixon was adamant that Miss Taylor should star. At first, Mr. Dixon arranged a dinner between Mr. Bayless and Miss Taylor. where she arrived in a provocative clothing and acted in a provocative manner. When that didn't change Mr. Bailey's opinion of Miss Taylor, Mr. Dixon asked him to approve of her as a favor to him. Reluctantly, Mr. Bailey agreed to do so as a favor to his friend. So she was in that thing, serving him up. Skip was like, I ain't impressed, man. I still don't want her. His homeboy like, man, hey, yes you will. You more boy, do me a solid. Let's continue. Around August of 2016, Miss Faraji attended a dinner with Miss Taylor and her husband and Mr. Dixon and his wife. During the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband became suspicious that Miss Taylor and Mr. Dixon were having sexual relationship. Soon after the dinner, Miss Taylor's husband found evidence of inappropriate relationship and divorced Miss Taylor.
Shit just got real.
Sound reasonable to me? Let's continue. In approximately September of 2016, Undisputed started Miss Taylor requested Miss Faraji to do her hair. In approximately November of 2016, after not allowing anyone to touch his hair, Bayless also requested Miss Faraji to do his hair. So Skip was like, okay, well, I ain't really feeling joy, but Miss Faraji.
Let me holler at you, 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 let me holler at you. Holla, 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 holla.
Yeah, she can come on. Again, I'll do Skip in a later video. Miss Taylor again uses her sexuality to get on the show. In approximately February of 2020, Miss Taylor asked Miss Faraji to meet her for lunch in Beverly Hills. When Miss Faraji arrived, she found Miss Taylor with a man, Emmanuel Archo. Miss Faraji didn't know Mr. Archo, but could tell that the two of them were romantically involved. Hey, she just throwing that thing around for everybody, allegedly. A few months after meeting Mr. Archo at lunch, Miss Faraji noticed him in the hallway while at work. Miss Faraji later asked Miss Taylor if Mr. Archo was also worked at Fox. Miss Taylor confirmed and explained that she wanted Mr. Archo to eventually recommend her on the show Speak For Yourself. Miss Faraji became alarmed and warned Miss Taylor that she should probably not sleep with Mr. Dixon and Mr. Archo at the same time.
Oh, too much.
Yeah.
Too much.
As Mr. Dixon is a very powerful man that may become very angry. Miss Taylor told her, don't worry about it. She explained that she was also powerful now, and once Mr. Dixon was no longer useful to her, she will follow through on her plan and tell the company that he forced himself on her. She will not allow herself to be forced out by Dixon like others.
It's an evil world we live in.
Wow. Believe all women, right? She was going to do a Me Too and ruin that man's professional career because he no longer served purpose for her. But we supposed to believe all women. Let's finish this up. In approximately September of 2022, Miss Taylor started working on Speak. Miss Taylor requested Faraji to do her hair. Yes, Joy Taylor. Now, those dates and accounts sound pretty logical to me. Again, there's all allegations, so right now there's just hearsay. But if these things are indeed factual, first of all, that's really jacked up, and this is what me has been talking about, how when you just immediately believe the woman with this Me Too and always believe all women, if this would have came out, if she would have said that he forced himself on her, virtually everybody would have believed her. Because they were like, look at her, and then look at him. They'll be like, yeah, he guilty.
He's guilty, guilty, guilty.
Not even knowing that she was the one the whole time set everything up because she wanted to advance her career, and the fastest way to advance their career was making it shake, baby.
If you threw it up in the air, it would turn into sunshine.
Making you holler, baby. That's what she did. Now, historically, I don't care if a woman do something strange for a piece of change, because I'm like, if you're gonna do it, do it. Don't sit up here and sell your body for 2 for $20 at Applebee's.
You're a funny guy!
If you're gonna do it, rise up the ranks. Do it with some men that can actually give you something and help you, in this instance, progress your career if that's what you're gonna do. So my issue ain't even with her laying on her back if that's what she did, twerking it, bending over, whatever she did, none of my business. I can care less. But where I actually have a problem is when she was on the podcast I'm an Athlete. When she appeared on there, she was making it seem like that she grind and worked her way to where she is now. She made it seem like, you know, that she was working 7 days a week, doing any and every type of assignment given to her for the opportunity to eventually get where she is now, where she have her own show. Like she got it out the mud, that she strapped the bootstraps on. And allegedly, no, what she did was she put on them stilettos, pumps, and was doing something strange, making it holler. You feel me? That's what she was doing. She had sex to move her way up. And that's what I got a problem with. Because I'm sure there was some young ladies that probably look at her as someone that they want to be like. They want to strive to be like. They're like, hey, she was just a bartender and a host on the radio. And she was able to work her way all the way up to get her own show on a major TV network. And she was saying that she just worked hard to get this done. So yeah, I'm sure there are a lot, you know, of women that do look up to her. And the whole time she's sitting up here just sleeping her way. That's why I got an issue with. Problem with people that present themselves like they getting out the mud, or they did the hard work, but they took shortcuts. But as far as her being a freak, or I don't want to say a freak, but hey, using what she got to get what she want, hey, to each his own. So what you guys, I'd love to hear y'all thoughts. How y'all feel about how she was going to sit up here and say that Mr. Dixon had forced himself on her if he would have tried to get rid of her, and also how you feel about her sleeping her way where she wanted, but was making it seem like as if that she actually worked hard to get where she wanted. Maybe she was working hard.
My nigga.
And it's always kings need thrones. Until next time, peace.